holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are.
Yeah, stand up. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the God in you and me. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the God in you and me. We're going to sing I one more time. Let's sing love. Ready? I want to hear ya. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. Now we're going to sing you, so you can sing it to somebody around. You are open. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the God in you and me. Now we're going to affirm it as a community and sing we. Here we go. We are open. There we go. We are open. We are open to receive God in you and me. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the God in. Let's sing that one more time. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the God in you and me. The God in you and me. Sing that again. The God in you and me. Last time, the God in you and me. The God in you and me. Good morning.
You can go ahead and be seated now. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Vern Martin, and I am filling in for Reverend David today, who is in New York City attending some Broadway plays. I know, a little sympathy. I want to welcome all of you. Such a glorious and beautiful day. I think there's a couple of announcements. One is that the men's group and the women's group will be meeting after this service way back in a room back there. You just keep going till you stop. And we're having a special presentation today on the labyrinth, which I think will be very educational. So we invite you to join us for that. And the other thing I want to tell you is that not all of you were here for our graduation certificates for Resurrecting Jesus class and for Living in Grace. So go get those at the education table if you don't have them at this time. And now, in this moment, I'm going to call up Jeanette Bennis to do our reading to.
Good morning.
Morning.
So our reading for today, we're going to start with a quote from Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes. And the quote is, "There is already an intelligence within me that knows every condition of my physical being, and that, under proper direction, can recreate any part of my physical being. Since it is receptive to all my thinking, I must be very careful in selecting the images of thought I permit to fall into its creative fertility." And our reading for today is from this month's Science of Mind magazine, and it's from the Daily Guides, and it's titled Loving Our Bodies. Making friends with and loving our bodies is a wild and radical journey. We are inundated every day with images of the supposed ideal body, what it should look like, feel like, be able to do. The list is endless. What if we take the radical path and decide to love the body we have at this very moment? What a concept. What if we choose to look at our bodies and all the bodily things it does with the eyes of wonder, curiosity, and yes, love? For me, the more I try to strive for some ideal, the more distance I place between the truth and myself. The truth is that my body, here and now, is perfect. It allows me to navigate life, and it serves as the only way the divine can express itself in form. The divine decided that a me was a perfect home in which it would live and move. And you know what? It decided the same thing for you. Your physical body right here, right now, is the home of the very spirit that holds the universe together, the very spirit that spins the planets in their orbits, the presence that gives life to all things. What's not to love about that? The more we can see our bodies through these eyes, the more we can begin to fall in love with them, whether all over again or for the very first time. Loving our bodies then becomes the greatest of adventures.
A lot of you know this song, so sing with me, please. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and I see, sing this part, there is only love, only love, there is only sweet love, the love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, then I go inside and I quiet my mind, and I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. Sing that with me. There is only love, the love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Let's sing it one more time. There is only love, only love. There is only love, a love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. And so it is.
there is only love. And love fills our being from the top of our heads to the tip of our toes and everything in between. And I know in this moment that we allow our love to extend out to all those around us and to radiate within, touching every sacred cell. I know that as we gather each Sunday, we come to embrace not only each other, but to embrace our own beings, knowing that we are filled with the light, with love, with all things good. So this morning we open our hearts, we open our sacred ears to hear beyond where we've ever heard before. That message that touches our hearts through the music, through the silence, and through our love. I know that each person here this morning is a blessing, is blessed, carries the Christ nature with them. And so in silence we greet each other, knowing that the Christ in me greets the Christ within you. And so it is.
So this is a special song for me. I recorded it like 20 years ago. And the two men that wrote this song chose to be anonymous, so they don't have their names on the writing the song. They said it just came through them. And it's about healing. And I know a lot of us are on a healing journey. I'm on a healing journey right now. So it's a prayer. It's a prayer of healing. So take this into your hearts. Listen how the birds are singing. Praises for the love he's bringing. Praises for the magic feeling. Praise for everything. They know that God is everything. Holy God, I feel your presence. Even now I feel your power healing me this very hour, healing me right now. you're wondering why I'm weeping, it's because I wake from sleeping to discover God is keeping me forever whole. In God I am forever whole. Holy God, I feel your presence, even though this fail your power, healing me this very hour, healing me right now. Your love is healing me right now. I'm healed and whole. In God I know I'm free. There is a healing power now in me.
And we open our hearts and allow every precious note to touch us, to heal any hidden things yet to be healed. And know that the radiance of the music touches our very souls. We are blessed indeed.
So just take this moment and sink into your heart and say your prayer. Holy God, I feel your presence, even now I feel your power, healing me this very hour, healing me right now. Your love is healing me right now. I can feel the loving presence. I can feel the healing power, healing me this very hour, healing me right now. Your love has healed me right now. Love has healed me now. Love has healed me now. Yes, love has healed me now. 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 Holy God, I feel your
It is so good to have Cheryl back with us again, and Sydney, and Harry, and John, and Alan from his trip to Hawaii. Wow. They make such beautiful music. And then I was sitting there thinking about the beautiful music, and then you put it with this gorgeous altar this morning. And how can we not feel the impact of that? Well, I have a question for you before I get started. How many of us are in this being that we call ourselves? Because think about it. We say, well, I had a flat tire on the way here, or I did this, I have this. And sometimes we separate ourselves from our bodies. We talk about our body as though it's another entity, a stranger, if you will. And so today I want to really look at the intelligence of this being. And I want to give some theory, blah, blah, blah. And then I want to look at this whole theory thing and say, so what? So what? Because there is so much rich scientific data these days that really support us on our spiritual journey. Today I'm drawing a lot from Deepak Chopra. He wrote a book called Quantum Healing. And it's probably one of the most profound pieces of literature I've experienced that combines science and spirituality. Where to begin? You know, as one prepares for a talk like this, you prepare, and then you prepare, and then more information comes in, and you change it, and you change it. And so my final revision was made this morning sometime between 1:30 and 4 o'clock. And I'll tell you about that in a little bit because it's really relevant to the body. So in his book, one of the things Deepak informs us of is that each of us has 50 trillion cells. Now, if you don't believe me, you can go home and count them. And some of you I know would probably do that. Well, you know, then you look at it and you go, 50 trillion cells. What is managing all of those cells? And what the conclusion is about that is that the thing that manages those is intelligence. We might call it consciousness, whatever name you choose to use. And what is intelligence, you might ask? Intelligence is the difference between a pile of bricks and a beautiful home designed by an architect that contains those same bricks. That same intelligence. Can you imagine managing 50 trillion cells? I can't even manage one cat. Well, then we ask ourselves, where is this intelligence located? A lot of us think, well, I have a very good brain and that's what it is. No, it's not. Well, I have this and I have that. The intelligence, I've studied quite a bit with quantum physics. Some days I understand it and some days I don't. But I read a lot with Amit Goswami, and he discusses intelligence and the body, and what scientists cannot agree on is where is this intelligence located? So what they decided or what Deepak finally concluded, was our intelligence is everywhere. Everywhere. And one of the things that Amit Goswami taught us in my ministerial classes was that this same intelligence, we can't see it, but yet it manages everything. So, like our automobiles, if you have a pretty new automobile, you will know that it's got, you might have a 5,000-pound vehicle, but you have a 5-pound intelligence that runs the whole thing. So without that intelligence, you have just a pile of metal and plastic. Reassuring, isn't it? And if you've ever had a car where this intelligence stops working, everything stops. Good luck. Well, now, where do we come into this with this whole intelligence thing? If we don't know where it is and it's everywhere, how do you like that for a conundrum? Then, you know, the thing I've been pondering is, what tells it what to do? What runs this thing? And I really believe it's our consciousness. And the more enlightened we are, the more intelligence that is available to manage this 50 trillion cell machine. Well, I think I'm ready now to talk about so what. Well, one thing I missed, sorry. As a part of our intelligence, we also live in a world today where we recognize that quantum physics has a lot to do with how everything works. And quantum says, I don't have to be in the location to make things go or to manage them. For example, I don't have to go down and touch my little toe to manage it. I do it with my thoughts. I send it messages. I send it vibrations. If I want to do a prayer treatment for someone in Hong Kong, I do it, and it works because it's non-local. Now, when our medical people work on our bodies, they do it locally. They'll go, okay, I think you have your little toe is whatever it is, and we need to give it some kind of injection or whatever, all done locally. Yet there's a greater intelligence that runs all parts of our being. I'll share a couple of examples with you, and then we'll get into more about what do we do with all this information. This week, I had an appointment with an oral surgeon to have 2 teeth extracted. And so I thought, well, how am I going to do this differently this time? And I met with him for a consult a couple days before the surgery. So I got all that information, and then I had a conversation with myself. And so I began to prep my cells. So I said, guess what's coming? You're going to have this surgery, and what's going to happen is that they'll put a PICC line in your arm, and it'll kind of make you go to sleep. So cells, be ready. And with this, you may feel sleepy. You may not remember. And then when this drugs they give you wears off, you'll wake up, you'll be alert, you'll be vibrant, you'll be back to your usual self. That's the conversation that I had. So I had this surgery at 9 o'clock on Thursday. Everything went just like I told myself it would be. And then the next thing I know, I'm talking to the doctor and the nurse, and I'm like, well, when are you going to take my teeth out? Well, you know the answer to that. Well, we already did it. So, grabbing some milkshakes on the way home. I'm going to try to make you thirsty and hungry here. Then, the doctor said, after I was a little bit more coherent, he said, well, you know what? We saved 15 minutes of time. This was such an easy procedure. I'm going to give you a refund, partial refund. Have you ever heard of that? So they gave me a check for $120.
A lot of milkshakes.
That's right. I bought some milkshakes with that. Now, why would I tell you this whole story? Because what I want you to know is that in every cell of our being exists a great intelligence. And what scientists are showing us today in the plasma universe realm, it doesn't matter whether it's a microscopic piece of energy or a grand piece, it has the same intelligence. And here's another interesting fact. If we could understand the vocabulary of ourselves, of our being, we would learn that these cells in our bodies have a very intelligent vocabulary. And you've heard of trees, that how intelligent they are, and they have this intelligence that runs under the ground. It's the same with our own cells. So I'm wondering, and I'll let you wonder the same thing, I'm wondering if we have undersold our bodies. I'm wondering if we can treat our bodies as intelligent beings rather than blobs. And I'm wondering another thing. I love what ifs. What if, I forgot where I was. I do this a lot. I just keep going, and then I just like, in the moment, forget what I'm saying. So where I'm going is that I'm wondering if we can't recognize that our bodies are not another being like a flat tire, but that it is this very essence that has 50 trillion cells of intelligence, which in my opinion makes ourselves, makes our physicality spiritual. And there's this great cohesion that goes on, because what is the mastermind doing? You know, the mastermind's managing all these planets and keeping them in orbits and all this stuff. At my human level, I couldn't even begin to imagine 50 trillion things to manage. How about 2 or 3? Isn't that about it? So, you know, then it makes it easier to say, I need to change how I am relating to these 50 trillion cells. And as one prepares a talk like I did for today, I learn a lot. I don't pretend to come here and say I know everything. I don't know anything. That's what's made me so wise. So I'm willing to learn, and what I'm learning is, what if you and I begin to build a new relationship with our physicality, our 50 trillion intelligent beings that we're managing? How do I treat my sacred house? How do I talk to it? How do you talk to yourself? Do you honor all those 50 trillion cells? How do you treat them with respect? With love? Do you thank them, as I heard in our beautiful song today? Do we thank them for the job they do? You imagine how impossible it is to be us? So what I've been really trying to tune into is, what do I eat? More importantly, what do I think about this precious conduit of spirit? How do I talk to it? And I want to tell you something else I realized this week processing this. It's not just how do I talk to it, but how do I think about it? Now, if it is so darn smart, don't you think it knows what I think about it? So you know those thoughts we have that we think don't make any difference? They do. And because of that, then, I'm beginning to change my whole relationship with myself. And I would really invite you to think about that for yourselves too. Maybe it's time we stop thinking of this as just a bag of cells, but maybe the conduit that houses our Christ nature, the one that says to us, how are you treating me? Now I have a segue to the 4 o'clock in the morning thing. I'm really loving talking about to this, all these cells. So 1:30 to 4, should I say this? Should I start like this? Should I do this? And then at 4 o'clock, I'm like, you know what? Enough of the chatter. So then I said to myself, maybe it's time for a rest. Do you know the next thing I realized? It was 6 a.m. Out. That is our intelligence. And I just invite you to look in your own lives and how have we individually underestimated this vehicle? How have we talked to ourselves? How have we described ourselves? Another example. Have you ever heard anyone say, well, I just had a senior moment? No one here, okay. Well, I'll talk about those people that do that. They've done research and found that 80% 80% of the seniors in this country who are, shall we say, healthy, no depression or any of that stuff, 80% do not have memory lapses when they get older. And in fact, that it is a big myth. And maybe it's time we stop saying or having senior moments. I'm a senior. I just turned 84 this week. I don't know why you're clapping. You know, but here's the thing. We are what we say we are. We are. And so I may forget, but I'm just going to say, what if we stop putting labels on everything? What if? What if we just expect the best and we start communicating like this is our friend? This is a precious, precious instrument through which the divine can show up on earth. That's what you and I are. We're divine expressions. They did a study in Iowa of people who meditate. And do you know that of the people who meditate, they have an 87% reduction in hospitalization for heart disease? That's nothing to... I wonder if we are as healthy as we say we are. This week and the rest of your life now, I just want you to be interested in exploring this relationship you have with your physicalness and begin a more positive communication with it. Expect it to heal itself. So the last thing I want to leave you with this morning, this is just coming in now, I want to leave you with the notion of some examples about how to talk to oneself. How long has it been since you praised your body?
Just this morning.
Just this morning, that's good. Every moment we have an opportunity to give thanks and to praise and say good things about our 50 trillion cells. So I encourage us all to bless every cell, to give thanks for every cell. And what I do now is I give thanks for the perfection, hear me well, of every cell of my being. And I promise you, you're going to see a transformation. I also now have begun to know that every cell of my being vibrates with this uplifting, positive energy. Deepak tells us in his book on quantum healing, he said, every morning when you get up, you have a choice. You can say to the cells in your being, oh my, I feel so tired today. And he said, guess what's going to happen with all 50 trillion of your cells? They'll all go. And you'll wonder, why don't I have any energy? Or you can say, wow, I feel so great. I feel so energized. I know that every cell of my being, and here's the other one that I really like. I know that all these cells are working in perfect harmony. Musically, it's such a beautiful concept, isn't it? I live in perfect harmony. And my being is in perfect harmony. Now, a PS on my surgery. And this is a true story. I don't tell any other kind anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. I have not had to take any pain management medication or anything in post-surgery. None. I've had no discomfort. Well, I can't put that in my computer and figure it out. I'll tell you right now. Makes no sense, but it's great. It's another way to live. It's sort of like saying, I'm an intelligent being. All of me is intelligence. And I can use it to create my world the way I want. So how do you want? You know, I don't always understand everything that goes on in the world of science, the world of quantum, the world of whatnot. But I do know this. I think we live in a world of possibilities. And we each get to decide what's possible for me. And we can use every bit of intelligence of our beings to create the world the way we want it to be. It means, ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to be victims any longer. I remember I used to live and wait and see what showed up in my body. So in 2010, I had a major heart attack. I've had reverse shoulder surgeries. I've had rotator cuffs. I've had all of that. And I always thought whatever happened was the way it's supposed to be. And I couldn't manage it. Well, that was such a lie. And I want to invite you to take a look for yourself. What's possible with your own being that you can create a new way of living and experiencing life as a vital, dynamic child of God. A perfect expression in every way. Well, let's have a prayer right now. I was looking at the clock and I thought, oh, it's time. All right, it's time. We'll do it. Let's just go within right now. And as you go within, really get in touch with your cellular structure, with all those parts of your being, and know that this isn't even yours to manage, although at a conscious level, we can assist the divine. We can help isolate and determine the health and the well-being of our own selves. We can talk with, we can communicate. And my question then with that is, what is the message that I am giving to those beautiful cells that support my life in so many wondrous ways. I bless each of your beings. And I feel the healing energy in this room this morning from the music, from the altar, from all parts, from your love. So my final statement in this prayer is, let's love our bodies. Immerse our beings in love and allow that love to bubble up, to heal what needs to be healed, to have it be whatever needs to be whole, made whole. I am so grateful for the way our beings work. It is a mystery. We don't have to understand how it works, but we can know our place in it all. So I just turn it over to you now with your own intelligence to manage that which has been entrusted to you. I bless you. I bless all 50 trillion of your cells. And join me now in declaring together, and so it is. I think it's time for our offering now. So if our ushers get ready and prepared, we will prepare ourselves. This is our time to give back. To give to CSO Parker and its community and the broader community as we bless our communities with our financial outreach. Know that everything that we give is like a large circle. We give it and it comes back to us multiplied many times over. So whatever you're giving, whether it's in person or you give online, does not matter. Just place your hand over your hearts, over your offerings, and know that your offering is blessed. And so it is.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You guys know the song. Can you sing with me? Here we go. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. A little faster. I can see all obstacles in my way. I can hear you. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. You got it. Gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Let's sing that again. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Take that into your week and your day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. 2 more times. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Last time. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Yeah!
So I know that all of our offerings and our gifts are indeed blessed, and so are the givers. And I bless each of you for your contributions, for your making a difference in the world, in CSO Parker, and all that this money touches. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit.
And so it is.
Yes, it is. All right, so it is time for us to have a final song.
Yeah.
And I just want you to go out and practice, and I hope people see you talking to yourselves. All right, blessings, everyone.
All right, let's sing this together in closing. We are singing and we are praying. We are calling a new earth. We are singing and we are praying. We are calling a new earth. We open our bodies to listen. We dream the world awake. We hold to the starlight vision. All love is a vow we make. We are singing and we are praying. We are calling a new earth. We are singing and we are praying. We are calling a new earth. One more time. We are singing and we are praying. We are calling a new earth. We are singing and we are praying. We are calling a new earth.